Hey everybody, it's your Book Bud Joe here, and today I got a book haul for you because I've been getting a lot of books. Now I'm very proud of myself because this particular set of books I haven't paid for. I constantly go in and out of my library like 3 times per week, and they just keep adding books to the free book pile. So when I see free books, something comes over me and I have to get them. I don't take all of the free books. There are like a lot of shelves in that entry area in the library, and they're just filled with books. So like I definitely scan and I take like what I think I would like. I'm not just like hoarding all the books. So I'm just happy that I'm like not spending money and I still get to have these awesome books. So this is a book haul. I'm also going to do an unhaul as well in the near future because I need room. All these books are pushing out the other books. So should we get into it? Let me just show you what I got. I got about 2 stacks, and let's just go through. Okay, we have Remarkable Creatures, not Remarkably Bright Creatures. No, that's different. This is Remarkable Creatures by Tracy Chevalier. Chevalier? Is it French? Okay, Remarkable Creatures. This is set on the beaches of London, and this woman is able to find fossils that nobody else notices, and she becomes caught up in the academic world, and the way that she is treated by all the men in her field is not very nice. There's drama. It's a big saga. She falls in love. I don't know, it just sounded interesting to me. Fossils, London beaches, the academic community. Trying to increase my depth. So pick this one up. Okay, now we have The Professor by Lauren Nossett. Now this one just intrigued me from the cover alone. It just looks pretty cool. So this takes place in Georgia. This is kind of like dark academia. A student is found dead in his apartment, and one of his professors is taken in for questioning, and she's accused of like a sex scandal. It's a thriller, it's crime fiction, and it's dark academia. Let's get into it. Okay, next we have Shadow Ticket by Thomas Pynchon. And I just want you to listen to this one little part here. Okay? This sounds so interesting. He will soon find himself entangled with Nazis, Soviet agents, British counterspies, swing musicians, practitioners of the paranormal, and outlaw motorcyclists. All in the big band era. Need I say more? Okay, now we have one that's a little bit more popular and well-known, which is Weyward by Emilia Hart. And right on the back, it says right here, a brave and original debut and a spellbinding story about the legacy of witchcraft. I'm in. Witchcraft? Come on. Yeah, this sounds good. They call us witches. We call ourselves Weyward. Bold and bewitching. I love the cover. The mushrooms, all the little things in there. Okay, so I see on the back here we have 3 timelines. We got 2019, 1619, and 1942. I love books that go back and forth between the present and the past, so I'm really interested in this. And then you're going to throw witchcraft in? Yes, sir. Okay, we got Gregory and Maguire. He loves to retell his fairy tales. So this we have A Wild Winter Swan. I love that cover. It's a snow globe, New York City. This is Gregory Maguire's retelling of Hans Christian Andersen's The Wild Swans into an Italian-American girl's poignant coming-of-age story set amid the magic of Christmas in 1960s New York? What? Yeah. Now I know why I picked it up. Okay, we got William Kent Krueger, Apostles' Cove. Now, I've read one William Kent Krueger book, that would be Ordinary Grace, and I loved it. I loved his writing. I loved his storytelling, his character development. It just really drew me in, and I love when I find a new author that I absolutely love, and that can really be surprising because, you know, you read so much here. You read all these authors, and sometimes it's not a home run. When you find one that was just like perfect, it was like, oh. So I saw this in the library. I'm like, oh my God, William Kent Krueger. Got to pick it up. I don't even care what it is. I just need to read his prose again. Anybody else like him? Okay, John Irving, A Prayer for Owen Meany. So I had said that I was going to read this year, guys. We're already in June, and I have not completed that task. So I'm thinking, but this kind of feels fall to me. I don't know why. It actually might be summer, but I don't know what do I feel when I look at this. I do feel autumn winter actually, because it's like you hunker down with a nice big book. This seems involved, so I don't know. We'll see when I get to it, but I just love this copy. A remarkable novel, a rare creation, said Stephen King. Okay. Yeah, I want to get to this. Okay. Here we go. Ay, ay, ay. Larry McMurtry. I love that name. Lonesome Dove. So everybody's talking about this on YouTube. Everybody loves this book. I've never read a Western. So I was in the bookstore one day and I purchased this one. And I was like, I need to just buy it. I need to buy it because I do want to expand my horizon into the West. I want to read a Western. I don't know. Kevin Toll Reeves keeps talking about Westerns and in this book, so I just feel like I want to give it a try. And I feel like it's kind of like pioneer life, right? It's a little different, but it's kind of the same. Maybe? No? I don't know. So we're gonna get into this. I've heard though that it's very violent and lots of sexual assault and lots of heavy stuff. So we just need to be prepared for that and see how that's gonna fit in. I don't really want to read about sexual assault for all these pages. I hope it's not filled with it. Cowboys. All right. Well, we'll see. It's very long. Jesus. 857. So it's like my Robin Hood books. Next, we have Lisa Jackson, little paperback, Deserves to Die. This is like perfect for what's going to happen for my reading in the next couple of months. My summer beach reads. This is exactly what I like to read on summer vacations, on the plane. This is just what I like. So it doesn't matter what it's about. Judged, condemned, executed. It all great words. All great words for a summer thriller. Lisa Jackson. I haven't read too many of hers, but I've read a few, and they've all been A pluses. So I have faith that this one will be pretty good too. Okay, Douglas Preston and Aletheia Preston, Paradox. A pulse-pounding thrill ride. I mean, John Grisham is endorsing it, and so is David Baldacci. So I've never read a Preston book. Douglas Preston? Ooh, one of the holiest relics in Christendom, inexplicably defaced. A paranoid old prospector ritualistically murdered. A controversial exobiologist tortured and dismembered. What? That sounds good. Wow, is this like a Robert Langdon type of book? Sounds good. All right, so I gave up on James Patterson many, many moons ago, but I saw this, The Black Book, in the library, and he co-wrote it with David Ellis. Now, I haven't read one of him in a very long time, but I was just like, well, James Patterson he's quick. I love the short chapters. Sometimes the chapter is only 4 pages. You go through it at lightning speed. You really do. So I was reading the back, and James Patterson said that he has a few titles in his collection that he feels are his best work, and he named some of them. I read them all, and he said that this is being added to the list. That he thinks that this is one of his best works. So, a lot of authors, a lot of like musical artists, when they're releasing a project, they say, this is the best one. This is the best one. I really didn't take that message away from this situation because he kind of names just very few books of his catalog. So I was like, well, I mean, it won't kill me to read a James Patterson. He always entertained me. And it is free, sitting right in this lonely library entryway all alone. I mean, why not? Why not, right? So I took it. And maybe I'll read it. Heather Graham, The Seance. I mean, any book that's titled The Seance, I feel like you should read. I'm just that type of reader. The Seance. A channel for the dead, a warning to the living. Creepy old house on the cover, door is ajar, smoke is coming out, candles are lit. It set the scene for The Seance. All right, so we got something a little bit different here. We got Searching for Grace Kelly by Michael Callahan. Okay, so this book is all about New York City, and I love historical fiction about New York City, especially during like the 50s. And this takes place in the 50s in Manhattan. The Barbizon Hotel is mentioned in here, Park Avenue, Greenwich Village, and then we go out to Atlantic City. I just love reading about this area. I live in this area, so I'm all for it. What really got me to pick this book up is what it says on the back. Reading Searching for Grace Kelly is like watching your favorite old Hollywood movie, filled with colorful characters, funny moments, tender scenes, and plenty of intrigue. Callahan recreates the dazzle of New York in the 1950s, but he also captures something much more subtle and elusive, the feeling of the era and the sense of how people thought about the world and each other. It's a pitch-perfect novel. That was by Roberta Rich, author of The Midwife of Venice. That just got me interested in this book. Anything old New York, anything old Hollywood movie, absolutely, I'm there for it. Okay, Peter Orullian, The Unremembered. I have a lot of different genres here. These all look very different from each other. I love that. I love that. A sprawling, complex tale of magic and destiny that won't disappoint its readers. Yeah, this one did look good. Major fantasy adventure. The gods, makers of worlds, seek to create balance between matter and energy and between mortals who strive towards the transcendent and the natural perils they must tame or overcome. But one of the gods fashions a world filled with hellish creatures, far too powerful to allow balance. Ho ho! He is condemned to live for eternity with his most hateful creations in that world's distant bourne, restrained by a magical veil kept vital by the power of song. What? Are you kidding? See, like I pick them up and I read what they're about, but then I forget what they're about, and then when I reread what they're about, I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh, and there's a Matt. Matt. Yeah, so this just looked really good and different. And Terry Brooks is talking about it on the front, so we got to trust Terry Brooks. Anybody read this? I never heard of it. And I never heard of the author either. The Unremembered. That's a great title. The Unremembered. Stephen King. What would a book haul be without Stephen King? Full Dark, No Stars. This is a short story collection. It has the short story 1922 in here. I had never heard of this book, and I did a short on it a little while ago, and I was just like, how could there be a Stephen King book that I just never heard of? I felt like I knew all his books. Well, I stand corrected. And people said that this one is a pretty decent collection of stories. So, I mean, of course it is. It's Stephen King. All right, and now these next ones, I'm not going to say they don't count, but like, I don't know. I'm least excited about these. I don't even know why I took this. Because, okay, so Angie Sage. She wrote the Septimus Heap middle grade stories that I was reading like 4 years ago. I never finished the series. I enjoyed it. But then I saw, see, this is what happens to me. I saw this sitting there, and I'm like, ooh, book 2 of a series that I don't know about. I could always get book 1. It wasn't that silly. Maybe what I should try to do is finish the other series first instead of this. But I just love her. I love the shape of her books. Usually I wouldn't, but I mean, it's middle grade. It's cute, you know? It's a cute little book, and it does go fast. So, I don't know. Ooh, there's tigers. There's dragons. So, what the hell is it called? A magical addition to the world of Septimus Heap. Todd Hunter Moon, Book 2, Sandrider, by Angie Sage. So I don't know if I'll get to this, but it's here now. Okay. Oh, God. What am I doing? Book 2, The Books of Beginning, The Fire Chronicle, John Stevens. Why am I getting book 2s? I mean, they do look very intriguing. Looks fun. Book 2. And these are library discards, so I'm assuming that these don't do well and people don't take them out. That's probably it. I probably felt bad, and they just had to, like, take it. Well, you know, middle grade March comes around quite quickly, so I like middle grade. What am I going to do? I like the cover. Last but not least, The Map to Everywhere by Carrie Ryan and John Parke Davis. So they have this ship here. I see an octopus in there. There's little mice with coats on and spectacles. There's a cat. It looks very fantastical. I want the Wombles. Pat, book chat with Pat, was talking about the Wombles. She was discussing it with somebody, and she showed the books. Those are the books that I want. The Wombles. Those are cool. I need to eBay those. Because it has to be the same editions that Pat has, because she has the good ones. Somebody sent them to her. Isn't that so nice? Can you send them to me too? You'll probably see why I have all these books, because I have no self-control. Some of these, as you can see, I was not too excited about, and yet I still took them home with me. So, you know, sometimes we have issues we have to deal with. I have a problem, and I know this. Okay? Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if I should put them on my priority list, or let me know if I should unhaul them right now. If you're enjoying Book Buzz, please like, share, and subscribe. And last but certainly not least, thanks for visiting Book Buds!
Whoa, doesn't Joe have cool books?
I mean, you'd think I'd get used to this. I've only been doing this for 6 months. Okay. Oh! I am so tired. When I film these videos, I don't choose the right times because I'm exhausted. And I'm trying not to be, like, boring. But I'm so tired right now. Oh, God. I got to come up with a new schedule, or I could just try to get some sleep once in a while. Heather Graham, The Seance.